right, I think we are live. Perfect. 1 second here. Let me just share this. Perfect. All right. Boom and boom. Okay, then we're good. Perfect. So yeah, let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear, and then we will go ahead and begin. There's a lot I wanted to talk about in this video. I'm just kind of going over the current price analysis and of course what happened. So let's go ahead and begin if we can hear me. We're good? Cool. Thanks, Daytona. All right. So I wanted to touch base in terms of Bitcoin first, because a lot of people have been asking me pretty much what Bitcoin is going to do next. What can we expect? Where the next trade update is going to be? And there's a few things I wanted to talk about. The issue with Bitcoin in terms of the current price analysis is the fact that we're just not seeing any sort of volume. We're pretty much just seeing a sideways action. Of course, a lot of this has to do with the Fed rate decision that's coming up within the next week or so, but the main issue on Bitcoin in terms of the consolidation is the fact that we pretty much have an extremely choppy zone, and we keep ending up retesting these zones in terms of volatility, but it's not really going anywhere. If you look at Bitcoin's current past 2-day price action, you can see that yes, we did have quite a few breakouts, but since then we've just been chopping around, and the volatility is just not giving us that trading opportunity. The main level that I'm actually paying attention to is going to be around the 117.4, and the reason why I'm choosing this level, and of course not this specific level right here at 116.7, is because of the fact you can see right here in terms of previous price analysis. Look at how many times Bitcoin tested this resistance and support. You can see before we had the initial breakout, multiple retest opportunities, then we had the first breakout. Then, of course, on the way towards the downside, multiple retest opportunities, retested as resistance, rejected, and that was the confirmation. So our next trade update, at least for Bitcoin's end, is going to be around the 117.4 into the top of the move set, which of course would be somewhere around the 123 to all-time high. Which brings me up into the next point confirmation, which of course is Ethereum. Now, a lot of people in terms of Ethereum we're becoming extremely bearish in this sort of consolidation zone. This is why I tell you guys, in consolidations, you are better off just waiting for confirmations than you are looking for guessing opportunities, because not only will you end up losing in terms of the guessing, you will also end up looking like an idiot for being extremely bearish in terms of a consolidation zone. So instead, what we're looking for, at least from Ethereum's end, is you can see that we had a very nice breakout. Of course, we weren't really expecting the moveset to break above 46.39, and I told you guys this many times, is now we're starting to see the reality of that situation. What should have happened, ideally from a healthy breakout situation, was a break above 44.77, riding into 46.39, a retest to the EMAs, and then this leg opportunity. Instead, what happened was we pretty much broke above and we didn't stop. You can see that we pretty much ran all the way up into 47.80, and again, the reality of the situation was it was just too large of a breakout with any sort of pullback, and now we're starting to see a pullback, and now people are becoming bearish again. So in terms of the main analysis for Ethereum, like I mentioned to you guys earlier this morning, we want to see a hold above 44.77. As long as we're above that zone, we are bullish, right? Because you can see that this is the same level that was being used as resistance. Ideally, it should be used in the same level as support. But what I'm looking for in terms of a trading opportunity is something like this, a breakout like that, retest this area in terms of wick high around 44.70, and then of course a new all-time high for Ethereum, at least into the 5K region, because you can see that yes, we've already tested this level twice. 3 times, this would be the 4th test opportunity, and this is why I always tell people there's no reason to be bearish, right? A lot of folks are being extremely bearish right now on altcoins, saying that the top is in, this and that. Realistically, like, it doesn't make any sense for the top to be in, right? Because you can see, yes, Ethereum broke a new all-time high by $100, and then we saw a corrective move. All of a sudden, everyone said, okay, this is repeating 2020. And to me, it just looks like, no, it just pretty much, we had bullish pressure coming to the market. We had quite a bit of sideways action, and now the market's looking to break right back into that zone. And then, of course, the volume, because all of these folks right here that are in swing shorts are going to have a very unhappy time when Ethereum does end up breaking above that structure again and taking those out. And that's what I talk about momentum trades. This is now going to become a momentum trade in terms of Ethereum. Last but, well, 2 more, but I wanted to quickly touch base in terms of Solana because this isn't something that I've really talked about. Of course, we did see quite a bit of trades in general, but this isn't something I've updated in the chat in a bit. 248 was a major resistance, right? So I told you guys we pretty much entered the trade somewhere down here. I said, look, realistically, we can probably get best case 227, best case 229. Then I'm expecting some sort of pullback. And again, these are the times, even in terms of the market, you can see the why I always tell you guys not to short uptrends, because even me as a trader, I figured, okay, realistically, we'll hit 229 and then we'll see a corrective move. The market didn't really care, right? We saw 229 and just kept breaking back above. And I've said over and over that if 229 breaks, there's nothing stopping Ethereum from hitting 248. You can see in terms of my chart, just look at how big this gap was on Solana. There isn't any sort of resistance lines. There really isn't anything happening in terms of this area of opportunity. So this is why it was easy for me to say, hey, 229 to 248, and then we are looking for some sort of corrective, right? And now we're seeing that correction move. And again, people are becoming bearish. So what I'm looking for Solana is a break above 248. So the main resistance level, this one's pretty easy. A break above 248, and then of course we're looking for wick highs into 271, if not all the way up into the $300 range. I will keep you guys posted on that trade as well, but right now just let the market do its thing. And then last but not least, Dogecoin. I don't really have too much of an update. I'm glad we're testing the daily EMAs here. I've talked about this many times. We just kept pushing on Doge and I didn't feel comfortable looking for longs, but now we're starting to see a retest. So just from the naked eye across the board right now, everyone should be able to follow along here. Look at Doge, right? And look at where the EMAs are. This is what I mean by the EMAs are over leveraged from Doge in terms of just in general, right? So now you'll see that what's most likely going to happen in Asia hours, market's going to come down. We're going to hit the EMAs. Then it's going to be important. We need to actually break above, retest as support. What we don't want to see is a retest and rejection. That's where the problem is going to lie from the bullish case scenario. Same setup on Ethereum. You can see right now the EMAs are completely over leveraged. We tested 4477 multiple times, and now we're looking for another breakout opportunity. Again, I would like to see the EMAs actually break above, and that's our confirmation then that 447 was the low, and now we're looking for a new high to be formed. Of course, it's not going to be that easy. It's going to be extremely choppy in between, which is why I tell you guys there's no reason to trade until we get above the EMAs. Then it makes this choppiness a lot easier to do. But that's pretty much what we're looking for from that front. But can I look at Pengu and XRP? Yeah, I don't really talk about XRP because I really don't care for it. There are trading opportunities in this, but again, I'm not a fan of this coin to begin with. But you can see in terms of XRP, it's just one giant consolidation. There really isn't any trades for me to take. You can see 268 major support and 336 major resistance. Depending on which way the market wants to decide, if of course Ethereum prints a new all-time high, I would take a long here on XRP at 336 and then of course ride it to all-time high. Otherwise, I'm just pretty much not doing anything. Now, Pengu is something I did want to talk about, and I've been mentioning it quite a while now. Most of my portfolio, if not all of my portfolio now, is in Pudgy ecosystem. And I'm talking about the NFTs, I'm talking about the power skins, I'm talking about Pengu, the coin itself. I've pretty much consolidated most of my portfolio into Pudgies. Just like literally, I'm just hoping for the fact that the only thing I can do is hope, really, not in terms of the coin obviously, but in terms of an NFT season. In terms of the coin, I do really think that Pengu is going to print new highs soon. You can see that we've seen this consolidation happen many times before, and you can see the last one of course was right around this range. We had a dip opportunity, so same dip right here. You can see exact same chart almost. The high, the highs, the low, the peak low, peak low, peak low, consolidation bottom, move upwards, move upwards. So I think we're somewhere around this region right now for Pengu. But I do think Pengu is going to see a new high soon. Again, I don't really do price targets. A lot of people keep asking me, okay, where do you think Pengu is going to go? Realistically, like in terms of my NFTs, I would like to see a 10 Ethereum Lil Pudgy. And I know people think it's crazy, but it's really not, because we obviously had like, you know what, why don't we just go there? But like we obviously had like mutant apes and bored apes hit some crazy numbers in the bull run, and I don't think like Pudgy's really had a fair shot. Of course, we did see Pudgy's rise recently with the coin drop and everything went like Lil Pudgy's went up to 4 Ethereum, blah blah blah. But I'm expecting like I want like an actual push, right? Like we're talking like Euphoria, like meme coins, or a lot of these meme coins we've seen like 1 billion, 2 billion, like everyone's making so much money. I would like to see that in terms of the NFT market, and that's why I've consolidated a lot of it into Pudgy. It's just because to me it's a hedge to Ethereum as well. Like best case scenario, Ethereum moves up Pudgies move up, I'm making money both ways. So I don't really care what the market does per se. That's why a lot of times like people are panicking, and I look at Pudgies and they're literally sitting at the same exact price. Yes, it's boring. Yes, it sucks. But at the end of the day, we're in the last, like literally the last run for crypto in general. And I've mentioned that many times before. That does not mean no, I'm calling a top. It just means like, realistically, this market's been going for many years now. We've seen Bitcoin from 15,000 from FTX to all the way now to 115,000 consolidation. I don't think there's much left in terms of crypto, in terms of massive gains to be made. And a lot of people are saying altcoins, altcoins, altcoins. Yes, the altcoin rally has not happened. Doesn't mean it won't happen. What I just simply mean is the fact that you need to have an exit plan. Just like any time in 2020 as well as in 2017, there was about 1 week where every single altcoin went up 10x. Like, it was crazy. I remember it was Decentraland back in the day. It was Cryptopia's exchange where we saw all those top 50 move crazy amounts. But that's what I'm saying is everyone should have an exit plan of some sort. And that's where it really comes down to, is as a trader or even as someone in crypto, your end goal is money. It is not holding on to hopes and dreams. It doesn't matter what kind of project it is, because I can promise you there was projects like Ethereum that I was in, which was a decentralized exchange back in 2017. I don't know if anyone remembers that. There was a project called Neo that was also way back in the day. Everyone thought it was a future, and those projects literally don't exist today. And that's why it's, you really want to consolidate into the top 5 coins maybe. And again, before anyone says, okay, well, XRP is a top, no, XRP is an opportunity cost. That coin has, like, literally, congrats, like, it just broke all-time high after 4 years. And like, realistically, if you bag held for that long, you missed a lot of opportunities for a lot of gains in general. So what I'm looking for instead is to consolidate most of my bags into something that's considered safe, but also not super slow, in case there is a run in terms of NFTs, that I can cash out quite a bit without having to worry that I missed the main gist. And that goes for Pengu as well. Let's say you can't buy an NFT for Pudgies, then yeah, buy Pengu. And again, with Ethereum running, you'll see Pengu start moving as well. The market moves up, everything moves up with it. So that's why I tell you guys, you want to be in less of the meme coin mania now. A lot of these coins that are coming out in general, again, I haven't traded anything since Trollcoin. But the reason why is because I just don't feel comfortable, right? And that's what it comes down to, is if I enter something in a meme coin, like, I'm literally doing it for fun. I'm not doing it from an investing standpoint. I know it sounds crazy, meme coin investing, but you guys have seen I've probably made like 7 figures. I'm not gonna say the exact number, obviously, but like 7 figures just from meme coins. And the reason why is because I usually enter with size early on. I let the thing do its thing. Market pushes up, everything runs together, right? And that's literally all I've been doing over and over. But now I'm consolidating it because I don't want to risk losing everything. And that happens to a lot of people. They get over leveraged, they get excited, they get euphoric. Market corrects, they lose everything right before the initial run, or the last run rather, and then, you know, everyone's upset and they're like, crypto's a scam. That's what it comes down to. Anyone says crypto's a scam literally just lost money and they think it's a scam, or they're idiots. Like, there's no in between there. So that's pretty much, you know, my whole spiel here in terms of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I tell you guys everything in Telegram anyways. Hey guys, I'm doing this and you're welcome to follow, but I'm okay with the risk tolerant standpoint of it. But in terms of trades right now, guys, there's no reason to enter anything. In terms of Ethereum, in terms of Bitcoin, in terms of Dogecoin, Solana, let the market correct, because there's certain conditions that must be met. And the number one condition, of course, is the EMAs. If the EMAs end up holding above on the 4-hour interval, we can have as many trades as we want. If, of course, the exponential moving averages break, then that is immediately a red flag, and that immediately says, do not enter, just simply wait and sit on your hands. Or, of course, if you're looking for scalps, then you can play my levels, right? So I said 44.77, major support. You can see we did see some bounce opportunities there, but you're taking a massive risk, because if the market ends up seeing this, right, then you're pretty much wrecked. And that's why I tell people, like, if you're scalping, mostly on a downtrend, as of now, this is considered a downtrend, take what you get and run. Of course, best case scenario, we see a massive squeeze, then we wait for consolidation or confirmation, and then we enter. Otherwise, just chill. No reason to trade. Really no reason. So I hope that makes sense for everyone. And again, that I know, like, we've had almost 100 new people in the Telegram, which is awesome to see. But it's going to suck for people that joined, like, within the last 2 or 3 days, because, like, there really isn't going to be a trade for me for at least the short-coming future, because I want to see proper confirmations. And the issue also is, everyone needs to understand this, is the market right now, 2 things. Last 2 things for you guys. Look at S&P. This is absolutely crazy to me. Do you understand, guys? Like, I was at a car show yesterday, and I had like 70-year-old dudes showing me their RSP accounts. They were like pushing $1 million, and they were like, yeah, life is great. And it just goes for everyone in terms of the stock market in general. Like, 660 market close is absolutely crazy. And the reason why I'm not bearish in terms of Bitcoin and Ethereum is when I look at this and I'm like, okay, this simply means crypto is lagging. And yes, it takes a while for the lag, right? You can see it lag for weeks before we see a run up, but you can see gold at all-time high, S&P at all-time high. Yes, people are like, oh, well, crypto's down. Well, I don't care. Realistically, this is a buying opportunity every dip. You want to stack your crypto and wait for the mega run in terms of altcoins, and now is the time to be looking at that, right? And just in last but not least, of course, is realistically, guys, 660 in terms of the stock market. That's why I'm expecting one last leg opportunity. But after that, I do think that we'll see some sort of corrective, larger corrective. If not, I'm not going to say top, but if not like a pain situation for a lot of people. So that's pretty much it. That's all I got. I just wanted to let everyone know, like, you know, in terms of trade updates. And I've already done Doge. I did it earlier. I will make a Doge video later tonight. But yeah, just your homework, I guess, for today is have a target in terms of your portfolio, whatever that target is. And if you hit that target, you close the trade and you leave. You move on with your life. There's no reason to continue pushing. Everyone should have some sort of exit plan. Everyone should have some sort of thing, because I promise you, when these trades move, everything moves fast, and it's going to be very difficult for you to know what to do. So have a plan now, so when that time comes, you stick to your plan, you exit, and you let the next bear market start. And then who knows, right? I might come back in 2 or 3 years and be like, hey guys, we're starting back up again. Who knows, right? So I don't know. I don't really have a plan for myself either yet. So I don't really know what to do alone in terms of the trades and stuff. Like, I mean, this channel is great. It's been fun. But I've been doing this for 10 years. Like, it's a long time for this, for crypto in general, right? So, but yeah. So I'll leave that with you guys pretty much. And thanks for coming. Just pretty much wait for the EMAs to be retested for Asia hours. We were expecting them to hold for Asia hours, but they actually ended up breaking down. So instead, I'm just going to be chilling and vibing. It's a nice day for me. I do appreciate these days a lot more, and I feel like you guys should really appreciate these days too, is because when the market is indecisive, it is time for you guys to just do nothing, right? And just spend time, go do whatever you want, because there's not going to be these many days like this, mostly when we're on an uptrend. When market's pushing upwards, everyone's freaking out. Like, trades are happening every second. Like, I remember, like, 2 or 3 weeks ago or whatever, when the all-time high Ethereum trade happened, or a month ago, like, everything was breaking out every single second. Like, I would send a trade, it would hit target. I would send another trade, it would hit target. And I keep telling you guys, like, there's a time to lock in terms of leverage, and the time is now. Like, this is the last leg opportunity, in my opinion. This is going to be the most money to be made in terms of leverage. And again, if you don't know where to start, it is in the pinned message, whatever you call it, description. But just in general, guys, like, realistically, like, I'm being straight up with you. I don't think we're going to have another year or 2 years of a bull run. A lot of people are saying 2027, 2028. I don't see it happening. And that's just me, just from experience, just from what I've seen in terms of market structures. I do think we're on the last few months left. And then it's, it's over. So I can't wait to show it. I'll tell you that. Oh my God, I'm so excited, because you guys don't understand. Oh Lord, like, this channel started in the bear market, and it was the funniest thing to short the market and just prove people wrong, because you knew there was doom and despair every single time the market nuked, and it was the funnest time I've ever had in my life. It was so dead. It was just so fun shorting Ethereum, shorting Bitcoin from the peaks from previously, and just riding it all the way down into FTX. And like, there's videos, if you look into my channel, like way up, like the first times, like, you'll see FTX videos when Bitcoin was at 15,000, and I was like, all right guys, we're gonna short from 18 down to 50. Like, it was super, super fun, right? So I am still gonna be here, at least for the shorting aspect of it for crypto. So when the time comes, I will let you know, hey, I'm entering some swing shorts across the board, and you'll know when the time comes, right? You're gonna see euphoria everywhere. You're gonna see chicks on TikTok making videos about crypto, and their whole personality changes from whatever their coffee making is to this, or guys like that are like, Amazon FBA guys now saying, guys are making a meme coin. Like, their signs are always there. It's just people, like, realistically ignore them. But there will be a time, I promise you. So yeah, all right, guys, have a wonderful night. And that's it. I'll make a Doge video later. Peace out.